Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm here to review The Real Housewives of Lagos Season 3 Episode 9. So this episode opens with Dabuta at her house. She's doing her makeup when she receives the call. So Dabuta picks the call and asks who's speaking, and Sophia says she's the one on the call, right? So Sophia asks Dabuta why she wasn't at the wine hosting, and Dabuta told her that she had a church program to attend.
I don't think I was missed at the wine tasting event. I just not in the mood to be around the girls in the group. It just feels like every time we're together, something bad happened.
Almost like she's a bit tired, right, of hanging around them. So Sophia then uses this opportunity to invite Dabuta to Ghana, like, especially, Dabuta in her confessional says that it's a bit awkward that Sophia will want her at her event in Ghana, because when Sophia was at her own event at that Bamboo Beach House, right, everything went left. So Sophia in her confessional says that she invited Dabuta specifically because she didn't want Dabuta to be a plus one. So what can I say about this? What I'm guessing is that Sophia doesn't want to, what's the word now? She doesn't want anyone to feel awkward, off, to feel uncomfortable. I'm trying to look for the correct word. Like, she wants everybody to be comfortable at her event, at the hosting in Ghana. She wants everyone to feel at home and feel welcome. So that's what I'm thinking Sophia is going for here, by specifically inviting Dabuta to her event. So Sophia tells Dabuta that the event will be coming up the following week. And Dabuta in the diary room says she actually doesn't want to be there. And I can understand, based on everything that has happened so far. So Dabuta says she'll save Sophia's number after they've ended the call, right? And then Sophia in her confessional says that Dabuta has her number. She's just only pretending not to have her number, but that Dabuta has her number. Okay, the next thing we see, Laura invites Dabuta to lunch at Zayda's place. Laura tells us that she invited Dabuta to lunch because she wants to tell Dabuta everything that is on her mind. So when Dabuta arrives, Laura tells Dabuta that the other women have been telling her that Dabuta said that she doesn't like her, Laura, and that it has ever come from Dabuta telling her personally. So like that's what she called Dabuta here for, to find out how Dabuta really feels about her. And so Dabuta then answers Laura by saying, you know what, you're not in my world, like your name doesn't even come up in my mind, like you're just doing you, I'm just doing me, that kind of stuff, right? So Laura then tells her that she told the women that she doesn't care about Dabuta, that's what she has been telling the other women. And Dabuta just responds that that's fine, it doesn't bother her, she's like indifferent, like of course, like I said, they've already established this non-friendship between them, and like I always say, I really like their non-friendship. The non-friendship, why I say I like their non-friendship is because they don't like each other, they've admitted it to each other, and then they respect each other for not liking each other. So I really, really like that non-friendship. And here it is again. For people who are not friends, who we are expecting to be bitter towards each other, to come together at these restaurants to have lunch, like honestly, it's a very mature way to not like someone. And I really, really admire it. I'm saying it here again. So Laura said that the women have been saying that Laura has offended Dabuta and that she doesn't really know what she did to offend Dabuta. She's not sure. So Dabuta then tells her,
Laura, this is from way back. And that was a situation that happened with my child. I tried to use a mutual friend, a lady called Sylvia. Not even speak to you, actually. Reach out to a platform that was really, really going in on my child. The report that came back from her was, Laura said, oh, but when you were getting all the attention and publicity, you didn't have an issue with it. Now that it's about your child, you want to start attacking us.
Laura was shocked.
Did we have Instagram that time? Because I don't even know this girl. I don't have a number. I've not spoken to her in my life before.
That was what came back to me.
No. I don't know your child, but I'll fight for your child. Me and you, we're going to join and beat somebody that messes with your child. I am obsessed with kids.
Are you sure?
I'm telling you.
No, at the time, you didn't have kids.
Anyway, they just trash it out. And Dabuta in her confessional says that, okay, just for the sake of probably the manner of approach that Laura had come to her, the way Laura started the whole thing, just for that sake, she'd believe Laura. And I also like the way they just trashed it out. They trashed out that issue. And for me, I could see that they still don't care about each other. They still don't like each other, but like they're just trying to be mature about the situation. Again, I'll say it one more time. I love these people's non-friendship. Dabuta just tells Laura that hopefully Laura can understand how her head could be thinking whenever she's around Laura. Laura is a trauma trigger for her. And in Laura's confession, I could see that she was a little bit upset that Dabuta had used that word trauma trigger. But Laura didn't, she didn't address that particular issue with Dabuta. Right? Like I said, they are just trying to be mature about everything. So, and I can understand that kind of stuff. Like when your child's name is being splashed all over the dog, a child that barely knows anything in this world, and everybody's like practically dragging the child and everything. And this is the relative of the person who probably caused that issue for your child. So I understand where the word trauma trigger is coming from. And I understand why Laura is also upset that her name is being associated with trauma trigger. You see, these women are in a delicate situation. That's just what I'm going to say. They are in a very fragile and delicate situation. And Honestly, I'm impressed so far that they've been handling themselves well. So Dabuta just like calmly ends the conversation by saying, you know what, if Laura, if you respect me, I'll respect you back. I don't have to like you to respect you, right? And I think that's the golden message in this their conversation here. And that, I guess that's how they've been interacting with each other with respect. Like I said before, they've been interacting with each other with respect. So then Laura goes on to talk about the wine tasting that Dabuta didn't attend. And Laura told Dabuta that Caroline had a few things to say. So Laura brought up that issue that Caroline had told them um about Dabuta being friends with the woman that was trying to replace her in her marriage with her ex. So Dabuta listens calmly, right? And after Laura has said everything, Dabuta says that she honestly thinks Caroline is seeking attention. And she also mentions that Carol came to her house at the beginning of the season and they were chit-chatty, they were friendly, she even ate her food. Like, so she doesn't understand where all of this is coming from, right? She also talked about how Caroline said Caroline really loved her growth and Caroline had even told her that she's going to have her back while they're on this show. So, and I remember Caroline saying that to Dabuta that she's going to have her back and all that.
He had a birthday party. My cousin is the event planner. So a friend of mine invited me. His new squeeze is there acting like the new madam. I'm invited on my own. Am I supposed to now because of you?
From the way Dabuta was saying it, right, I could see that she doesn't know who that woman is personally, the woman who was trying to replace Carol. Dabuta doesn't know her personally, but she just saw her there when she went for that birthday, right?
Do you know whether there's somebody there that I'm dating seriously that carried me to party?
And when Dabuta mentions that, I kind of like suspecting, like, was that what really happened? Was that what really happened? That's what I was just thinking in my mind. Because for her to just say that statement, I don't think it's a statement that she had planned at the back of her mind. Because she didn't, I want to assume that she didn't know that she'd have this conversation with Laura. That's what I want to assume. So for her to have just said it, then that's probably what happened. Dabuta then says Carol getting mad about things like that is like really stupid. Laura then tells Dabuta that maybe she should call Caroline and explain all this to Caroline, right? And Dabuta then surprisingly says that she and Caroline have had that discussion before. She had explained everything to Caroline, and Caroline said, oh, so and that was why I wasn't speaking to you at a certain point in time. I didn't really understand, but now that you've explained it, I understand it, right? And it's just surprising. Like, I'm just shocked. So they have had, honestly, if not because they showed us this scene of Laura and Dabuta discussing this, I honestly would not have even believed the story that Caroline said. I wouldn't have believed it because it's like I said in my previous review, she was bringing that information up on us. So I thought, one part of me thought that she just came up with that story that didn't really happen. So if not because these two women are here discussing it, I wouldn't have believed. And then now hearing that, okay, it actually happened, and Dabuta had explained what really happened to Carol, and Carol was so offended, and they were good terms. And then Carol is bringing it up again with so much passion and anger. Like, I'm really confused. It's not making any sense to me. I'm really, really confused. Like, at this point, when Dabuta told this to Laura at this point, I just didn't know what to say. I was just speechless because where do we even start from? Laura in the confessional says,
bam, 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 bam. I don't want to get involved.
That's what they discuss and they leave the restaurant. So what can I say about this episode? What I'll say about this episode is I believe Laura called Dabuta to this restaurant to give her a heads up. That's what I think. Like, she told Dabuta all these things so that Dabuta can prepare herself for anything that Carol is bringing in the future. And it looks somehow, if you want to sit down and think about it, it looks somehow, seeing that Carol has confided in Laura, telling her all these things about Dabuta, and then Laura is going back to tell Dabuta everything that Carol has said. I will not say that I'm surprised, honestly. I won't say I'm shocked that I expected Laura to do something like this, actually. I expected it of her. Because if we want to look at it, yes, I really believe that she doesn't like Dabuta, but I still believe that she also doesn't like Caroline. But she chose to side, the way I'm saying it, Laura chose to side with the lesser of the two evils. That's the way I'm saying it. This discussion between Laura and Dabuta is the real situation of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. This is where I'm seeing it. So I'm not shocked that Laura gave her a heads up. So the next scene shows dispatch riders dropping off the invite to the women. And then the next scene is the day of the journey, right? So Sophia arrives at the hangar first, then Laura, then Carol, Miriam. And it's here in Miriam's confessionals.
It's my first time in Ghana. Yes, it is.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess Miriam is the person that Sophia was referring to in the previous episode, Sophia said, and some of the women have never been to Ghana. I remember I was asking, like, who hasn't been to Ghana? So Miriam says it here. She has never been to Ghana. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. The next set of people that come are Dabuta and them. They come in together, but Dabuta says in her confessionals that they actually met there. It's not like they were coming together, they met there. Okay, so what do I think? Honestly, I didn't think that Dabuta and them would go on this trip because of the issues they had with Sophia at the beach house. I didn't think they would go. And at first, watching it at first, I was disappointed that they went. But on second thoughts, I was like, okay, I think it's good that they went. Like, it shows maturity. It shows that they've left everything in the past and it's just better to just move on. Like all this thing is not that deep. The whole of this issue is not that deep. So on second thought, it's good that they went to Ghana, right? So when Dabota and Diadem get on the private jets, everybody greets them except Carol. Like Carol was just sitting at a corner of the private jets, just doing her own thing, not even interacting. Like, babe, why? Like that's what I was just thinking. Like, babe, why? Chill. It's not that big of a deal. Just chill. So when Dabota sat in her seat, Dabota was saying,
we're on the jet and I'm trying to relax, but I'm really squeezed in here.
And honestly, I personally thought that it's a kind of, that statement is some sort of revenge for what Sofia did to her at the beach house. That's what I thought. But then again, it could be that she was truly squeezed in the seats. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but that's just my own personal take. Okara was praying for them on the flight as the Christian girl that she's portraying herself to be. And in her confessional, she was just talking about
I really don't care if anyone has demons or issues with them. If you like, you carry it on this trip. If you like, you leave it behind. I ain't even going to be seeing you. So I really don't care, really.
Like, in this episode, Carol's confessionals sounded bitter a lot. She just sounded bitter unnecessarily. It was not, like I said again, it's not that deep, but it was just bitter all through. So they landed in Ghana, and there was a cultural group to welcome them at the arrivals part of the airport, right? So this Ghanaian traditional group was there to welcome them. It was a nice sight. And then from there they got into a party bus, and it was Miriam's statements. Miriam was saying something like,
Party bus. The only thing that's missing here is a stripper pole.
Of course, Miriam. That's what I expect you to say, right? So anyway, they were in the party bus, they were just having fun. You know, Diadem was just twerking and all that. Even Dabota just let loose and everything. And Carol was just saying,
The same people that ganged up against Sophia are the ones screaming the most. Right from the lounge to now, they're the ones drinking the most. Like, Jola, you're standing up to twerk? Wow.
oh God. So when they got to the villa, they saw this welcome board with all their pictures that Sophia had organized. They got into the villa, right? There was already food there waiting for them. When they got to the villa and there was food waiting for them, right? I heard Miriam,
My queen, let them know how to
let them know how to host. Ooh, let them know how to host, right? And after some time, Carol to start saying the same thing.
let us know how it is done.
Hearing that, I was like, is this necessary? Like, Miriam, is this necessary? Like, what is the point of that comment? Is it to start up what, beef or what? Like, you guys are just landing. You guys are just getting to the villa. Is it not like a little too early to be making these kind of statements, to want to cause rifts between the women, or what is it? Anyway, they sat down. They were eating. Before they were eating, anyway, when they got there, I could hear Dabota saying it like continuously, like,
Sophie, this is really, I swear.
honestly, this is a very, very mature way to handle, even with the comments that Miriam and Caroline had made. For her to still say all this, I was really, really impressed that this is the most mature way to handle this situation. She just practically ignored Miriam and Carol's comments and was saying the right things here. So, thumbs up. Carol really had a lot to say in the confessional.
Like, I've been quiet. As much as I am irritated by their fakeness and their pretense, I mean, Diola and Dabota, all of a sudden, they're crazy about Sophia, which is okay. I don't really care. Just looking at them because they both look stupid to me. I can't figure out when you ever treated this young, beautiful lady called Sophia nicely. But all of a sudden, you see PJ and vibes, you're jumping up and down like grasshoppers, and that is who you guys are, social climbers. Now, anyway, belly freeze.
While Laura was getting salad, right, Dabota was sharing champagne on the table, and I could hear her in the background, talking about.
Laura, you're not drinking. Is that yours? Okay. I don't want me to say they poison anybody for this table.
So she was serving everyone champagne, right? But she didn't serve Carol, and she was making a remark in the lines of, "I don't want it to be said that I poisoned someone." So we already understand why she's saying that. Let me spell it out here. She's saying that definitely because of what Carol has said in episode 7, talking about how she was not comfortable when she saw Ehi. She wasn't comfortable eating food when she saw Ehi in Dabota's house, and Dabota didn't eat the food that she gave her and all that stuff. So I know that's where that comment is coming from. Anyway, Sophia then explains the way she shared their rooms. She told them that she put Laura in a separate room because she knows that Laura likes to be on her own. She then explained that she put Dabota and Diadem together because they are close and they want to be with each other, spend time with each other. And then she herself, Mariam and Carol, are staying in another segment of the villa because Mariam and Carol had told her that they must stay in the same segment that she's staying. So she explained that that's how she shared the rooms, and then she started to show them their rooms one after the other. She takes Laura to see her room first, then she comes to get Dabota and Diadem. So while she's there showing Dabota and Diadem their rooms, explaining about the Wi-Fi password and stuff like that. And each person in each person's room, there was a gift bag there waiting for them with the Wi-Fi password. Like I said, while she was showing them the rooms, right? They showed us a clip of Mariam and Carol.
My name somewhere. Yes.
And then later on, Carol starts telling Mariam about her issue with Dabuta, this new issue now that she has with Dabuta. She was telling Mariam how she will not be demure if anybody disrespects her. Then Carol starts talking about how Dabuta did not show Sophia respect when they were at the beach house. So she then talks about Dabuta's association with her ex-husband's girlfriend. And Mariam then asked, who is this girlfriend that you're talking about? Who is the person? And then Carol mentions Isaiah Vets. When she mentioned Isaiah Vets, I was confused all over again. The same Isaiah Vets. I thought the issue that she had with Elizabeth was that she said Elizabeth was taking food from her. He didn't want her to get a contract. I think I remember that's what she said. He never wanted her to get a contract, and she went to this influential person's party, and he was asking why Caroline was invited. Those were the only issues I thought she had with Ehi. So hearing now that it's Ehi that was the girlfriend that her ex-husband was dating, honestly, I keep getting confused by the minutes. As Caroline is trying to explain this thing, it's more confusing. And because I remember in the previous episode when she was telling Sophia and Laura, she didn't mention his name, but she's mentioning it here to Miriam. So I don't know, maybe it got edited out when she was telling Laura and Sophia. Maybe it got edited out, but it's here now. I'm confused. So she told Miriam that it was Ehi, that was the girlfriend who was trying to replace her. She was even saying stuff like he had been there all through her marriage till she left, and that she left the marriage for them and whatnot. So Miriam said she doesn't know who Ehi is anyway. And Miriam in her confessional.
For me, it's not really that deep, but I think it's deep for her because she sounds very arts.
Honestly, see this thing that Miriam said, that's exactly how I felt personally. It's not that deep. You don't need to overemphasize this issue, right? Because why is she emphasizing it? She has left the marriage, right? She has left her ex-husband, so I don't think it should bother her, whoever the ex-husband is with after her. It's not supposed to matter. And according to her, she had this misunderstanding with Dabuta 7 years ago. Why are you still hanging on to issues that happened 7 years ago with an ex-husband that ended the marriage? Because the way Carol always explains it, she has gotten over her ex-husband, that's what she keeps telling us every time. So why is this suddenly now an issue? So while they are discussing, Mariam asks,
I showed kindness.
This is the first time I'm hearing about all this.
Because Mariam says she remembers at her events the way Dabuta and Carol were acting, it didn't look like there was anything between them. Honestly, I was like, Mariam, help me ask her. I don't understand. Where is it coming from? So Carol was explaining that that's how she is. She can have a very big problem with someone and she wouldn't show it. Okay. It's okay. Carol was also saying that she doesn't need to fight her battles when I know that God. I don't need to fight when I know that God has fought my battles. So, Carol, God has fought your battles. Why are you bringing it up? Why? All the comments she was making here was kind of contradicting, just making contradictory statements. I don't know why. And talking to Mariam, she was really passionate about it. And Mariam just kept, it's not that they just calm down, it's not supposed to be this serious. And I agree with Mariam, it's not supposed to be that serious. But she was passionate about whatever she was talking about. Mariam in her confession was just saying Carol, you just need to chill. You just need to chill about this whole thing. For which I agree 100%, she just needs to chill. Also, Carol was also saying something about she doesn't joke with people's marriages. And she's not going to joke with Mariam's marriage. So if she should ever do anything that affects Mariam's marriage, then it's fine if Mariam doesn't ever talk to her. I'm like, Carol, that's what you did with Laura's marriage. That's what you did with Laura's marriage. And Laura has let it go. So you to let this one go. Calm down. That's when Sophia comes to show them their room. So they go to the room, they see the gift bag, they see everything. Miriam even comments on the walls that she likes the way the walls look and everything. She really liked the room and stuff like that. And there was a point where Carol was looking at the floor and she was saying something like,
Let's look for insects.
where is that coming from? And I could see that Sophia just stopped in her tracks when Carol made that statement. But I was just confused. Where is that coming from? I remember that comment. I remember it was Sophia that made that comment at the beach house, where she was telling Anita that there were bugs coming out of a raffia mat. So why Carol is repeating the same thing here is what I don't understand. And why would there be bugs? Why would there be insects in the room when this villa is not on an island? I don't know if you get it. The beach house was at the beach. So yes, of course, there will be incidents like that where there will be bugs and insects because it's not really far from the beach and it's a tropical area, right? So why she's making that comment in this place that is not tropical, that is not close to the beach, I don't understand it. I'm just confused. Anyway, they just laugh over the whole thing. As the three friends that they were thanking Sophia for bringing them to Ghana and all that, and that's where that scene ends. So the next scene, we see Sophia is at Nam, a restaurant, right? And Dabuta meets Sophia. Sophia in her confessional says that she would like to speak to Dabuta first to iron out the issues that they have between themselves, right? So Sophia says that she and Dabuta have a lot of mutual friends, and a particular mutual friend reached out to her, Sophia, and told her that
Yes, I really wanted to have this conversation with Dabota because she has reached out to not one, not two, not three of my mutual friends to say, listen, and I feel like I got off on a bad start with Sophia, and I really want to sort things out with her. We have a lot.
whereas Dabuta says
I never said that. If anything, the reverse was the case because she wanted to convince me to come on the Ghana trip and fashion show and attend Sophia's fashion show.
Dabuta says to Sophia that she understands why the mutual friend has said what she has said to Sophia, because the mutual friend wants them to have peace because she's friends with both of them, right? So she understands why that friend said that. Dabuta then explains that she thinks what happened between them at the beach house was timing and manner of approach, of which Sophia in the confessional says it's not timing and manner of approach. So Dabuta talked about how Sophia came with gifts for everyone except her, and that Sophia should try and understand how rude it comes across. And Sophia then says she understands that. And I'm like, happy, okay. I was happy. Okay, that's one point that you guys are finding out. It's good. It's a good one. I really like this scene where Sophia and Dabuta were talking because it was so mature. They were so calm. Nobody raised their voice to the other person. Like, from the discussion, I could see that these people, they really wanted to reach a point of agreement. And I was really happy about that. So Sophia then tells Dabuta that she didn't even know that they were late. And Dabuta explained that she had waited almost 4 hours on that day. Dabuta then explains that she had no idea that they were going to be coming on Sophia's boat. Sophia says, but Caroline was communicating with you that we were coming. And then Dabuta says, Caroline never mentioned that they were coming on Sophia's boat, right? Sophia was like, no, but Caroline was sending you messages. She was updating you. And Dabuta was like, no, she wasn't. So Dabuta brought out her phone to show Sophia the messages, right? Sophia then saw the videos that Caroline sent, and she was like, but those are the videos that she sent you. You know, the issue, because in the end, right, Sophia came to the conclusion that Dabuta was lying about the whole situation, when in fact, Caroline was actually communicating with her. Well, for Sophia to say that, I want to believe that she didn't really understand the situation clearly. She didn't understand. I understood where both of them were coming from. And again, it's a case of miscommunication. And they are from, how will I say it now? They are seeing the situation from opposite sides. Because this is the issue. The thing was, Dabuta and Dadem were waiting at the jetty, right? They were waiting for, because as at that time, Mariam had already told them that she won't be able to come because of her husband and stuff. So Mariam's case is not an issue. But Caroline had called and said she's coming, she's on her way. And what I like about this part was that the scene where it happened was replayed. It was replayed. So
Hi, hon.
Hi, my love.
What's up
I
with
know
you?
you're waiting. We're coming. I'm coming.
It's
coming,
okay.
love.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
be coming now, so we can
okay,
go.
my love. I'm coming. I promise you.
All right,
On my way.
darling.
Carol said, don't worry, just wait for me. I'm coming. Just wait for me. I'll soon be there, right? That was why Dabuta and Dadem sat down there and waited. And then only for Caroline to go to Sophia's house, right? And wait for Sophia so that they'll get on Sophia's boat. Are we seeing the issue here? Right. So that was what happened. They were waiting for her, thinking that she was coming to meet them. Why? So the issue is that, like, that's what Dabuta was trying to explain. That if Caroline had said, oh, Dabuta, I'll be coming on Sophia's boat, you guys can go on your own, they wouldn't have waited, right? They'd have gone. And it wouldn't have pissed her off. They are saying, I'm coming, and then they were waiting. And after like an hour later, that's when she now calls and says, oh, I'll be coming on Sophia's boat. I don't know if you get it. But to Sophia now, right, because Sophia wasn't there when Caroline had made this call to Dabuta saying that she was coming. From Sophia's point of view, right, they had planned that they'll go on her own boats. She and Carol had planned that they'll go on Sophia's boat, right? So Carol was just sending the message and saying, okay, we've already gotten on the boat. Okay, we're on our way. So you understand, to Sophia now, there's nothing that warrants Dabuta getting angry to her, because she didn't know about this initial call of I'm coming, I will soon be there. I don't know if we get it. So, but Sophia had concluded that Dabuta was lying, and I can understand why she said that. And like I said, because she doesn't know, or she didn't know what had happened before Caroline got to her place and they went there. And then for Dabuta, it's easily understandable that Dabuta will be pissed, because you kept her waiting, knowing fully well that you were not coming, and you told her that you were coming, and she was there waiting. And then all of a sudden, after like an hour or more, you're now saying, oh, I'll just hope on Sophia's boat so you guys can just be going. And then after that, you're then sending her videos of I'm on Sophia's boat, we are coming, we are having a good time. If it were me personally that someone did that to me, I'll consider that an insult. So I wouldn't even open that message to read it. It's insulting. Why will you keep me waiting? Only for you to come back and rub it in my face. I don't know if you get. But anyway, this is my own personal take. But again, like I said, I understand where Sophia is coming from, I understand where Dabuta is coming from. I can understand the misunderstanding that is going on between them, right? So Sophia then asked Dabuta why Dabuta didn't check on her. Why they are at the beach house? Why didn't you come to my room to check on me? So from that discussion, I can tell, because Dabuta says, no, but when I came to Marian's room, I saw you there. When I came to Carol's room, I saw you there. But Sophia was like, but you didn't come to my own room personally. So from what I understand, Dabuta went to the rooms of the other women personally, but never went to Sophia's room personally, right? So here again, I'll say Dabuta is at fault, right? Because you are supposed to treat each and every guest equally, so that one guest doesn't feel left out or feel uncared for, right? So here, Dabuta is wrong, but Dabuta didn't want to admit that she's actually wrong about that, so she just kept saying, "But we're talking, we're discussing, we're talking." Sophia was just, "But you didn't come to meet me in my room personally." I fought Dabuta for that. She should have. So Sophia in her confessional says that she understands the kind of person Dabuta is and she has dealt with people like Dabuta before. She was just beating around the bush and she didn't want to take responsibility for whatever had happened. But anyway, in the end, they discussed everything and no apology was issued. In fact, at a point, Dabuta was like, she and Sophia are alike because they like to stand on their points. They want their points, they want their opinion to be accepted. So like that's what she can understand that they have in common. So, but there was no formal apology from either Dabuta or either Sophia. And I was a little bit happy about that. Why am I saying that? Because like I said before, there should be an apology, but it should come from both of them. So if Sophia is not ready to apologize for where she has gone wrong, then Dabuta shouldn't apologize for where she has gone wrong. But when I believe when both of them are ready, they will apologize to each other. That's what they need. But for now, the apology had not come right, but they had reached an understanding. In fact, there was a point where Sophia said, "Let's just agree to disagree." So to me, now that means they had reached an understanding and they have decided to drop that issue and not go back to it. They decided to leave it in the past. So that's a nice one from both of them. I really like that. Yes, there's one other part I forgot. Yes. Sophia said that the issue that she had at the beach house was that she hated her room. Then Dabuta explained that when Sophia made that comment about hating her room, she used the word we. So I'm guessing she and the staff of the beach house went around to make sure that the room was more comfortable for Sophia, right? And from that discussion, I could see that even Sophia knew that they had done this, they had tried their best to make that room more comfortable. But Sophia kept saying, "But I hated the room and I'm allowed to complain." And I'm like, okay. So does that mean that, Sophia, does that mean that you were just complaining for complaining sake? Because according to Dabuta, they had done the best that they could do for her in that room. And she kept complaining. So does that mean that she was just complaining for complaining sake? Not because she was complaining because nothing was done. She was complaining just for complaining sake.
You hated your room. You said that to me when you had come. We had gone round the facility.
I liked the facility.
Yes, you had seen that.
But I hated my
There was nothing else that could have been done in terms of where you could have been
I'm
placed.
entitled to complaining.
And if the situation is that she was just complaining to complain, then to me it comes off as she was trying to be disrespectful. Because if you complain about a room and Dabuta and the staff have done everything possible they can to fix that room to the best taste for you, and you still want to complain, then you're just trying to be disrespectful. That's how I read it. Because honestly, Dabuta was not the one who built that beach house, right? What she can just do is to try her best to make it good enough or better for you. And you know that she didn't build that beach house, so why were you just whining about it, right? So for that part, I fought Sophia as well. Like that's what I'm always saying. See these two ladies, right? They're always doing something wrong to each other. This person will do something wrong, and then this person retaliates with something wrong. And both of them don't want to accept that, okay, I was wrong and I'm sorry. So like Dabuta has said, she's quite right. They are the same in that aspect. They are similar. Dabuta asked Sophia if she has spoken to Karen. She said yes. So Dabuta said, Sophia said that Carol said that she was in constant communication with Dabuta. Dabuta then says that what she realizes is that the communication that was coming to her and the communication that was going to Sophia was different. That's what she has come to conclude, right? There was a way Dabuta asked it, like, were you talking to your friend? So Sophia then says, when you say your friend like that, are you saying that Carol is your enemy? And Dabuta says, no, Carol is not my enemy, but she's also not my friend. Because I don't use the word friend loosely, right? And it's at that point that Carol comes in and joins them. Carol joins them, right? She greets only Sophia. She ignores Dabuta. Then she sits at a corner and she says in her confessionals that she wished that the other women were there so that she would talk to people who have sense. Again, with the bitterness, she just came with a bitter mind to this place. And so Sophia then says, you know what, there's tension in this place. Why are you two not greeting each other? You can cut the tension with a knife and whatever. And then Carol just says, you know what, Sophia, you know what, just leave me alone. I'm okay the way I am. I'm okay the way I am. You don't need to, I don't need to discuss with anybody and whatnot. Even Dabuta too says, I'm okay if I don't talk. If I don't discuss with anybody, I'm okay. I'm just on my boss. Sophia was like, no, that is not fair. Why don't you guys just try to be cordial and stuff like that? And you see that Carol and Dabuta were holding back. They were holding back. Each of them didn't want to say anything to the other person. But Sophia was just like, please just try to be cordial. Let's just try to get along and all this kind of stuff. And then Dabuta started by saying, you know what, if someone if the last time that I saw somebody, the person said, oh, everything is fine between us, I love you, kiki kaka, and the person leaves, and then the next time you're seeing the person is giving you a weird energy. She was like, so what is that supposed to be? What's going on there, right? And she talks about why would someone come to her house, to her own home, that anyone who comes to her home she's responsible for that person. Why would someone come to her own home and insinuate that she will poison the person? And Carol in the confessionals now says,
Dabuta is a tongue twister. I did say that I wasn't comfortable around her friend. Spiritually, I wasn't comfortable. At no point in time did I mention poison.
and I'm like, Carol, you don't need to say it outrightly that someone is trying to poison you. You insinuated it by saying stuff like,
You served me, but you didn't eat. But the moment I saw her in your kitchen, my spirit left my soul.
what's that supposed to mean? It's an insinuation, and that's exactly what Dabuta was saying.
If you come to my home, I am responsible for you. And you say and insinuate that somebody, my own friend and sister, who you greeted and hugged, that we could potentially poison you in my own home.
Dabuta used the right word by saying insinuation. But Carol was trying to say it like, I didn't say poison. You don't have to say it. You insinuate it and we get it. Like, nobody's a baby here. Carol just kept saying, you know what, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about it. Sophia, don't disturb me. Just leave me. I'm okay on my own and all that. And then Sophia then says, okay, that she would like to talk to Carol about the communication.
Carol,
I don't really
I feel like there's a lot
like
of miscommunication going on. And I feel like if we don't communicate, things like this will continue to happen. Carol, you know you said to me that you had communicated that we were on our way
when we
when we were on the boat.
Carol said, why would they want to bring up that issue? And I'm surprised, like, why would you say why would they want to bring up that issue? They can bring up any issue they want to bring up at any point in the season if something is not clear, right? So saying it like, why do you want to bring up the issue? That's dismissive. I found it dismissive, like. But anyway, Sophia was just like, let's just talk about it and stuff like that. And then Carol then says, Sophia, did you bring me here so that to come and talk to this snake?
She's sending me
Sophia,
messages.
did you call me here
Is this the
to
same
sit
person?
with this snake
Then Dabuta says,
on
If you
Snapchat?
reference me
You are
as a snake,
and then that's when Carol just got up. And I'm like, why are you standing up? Like, the conversation hasn't gotten to that point where you stand up. But anyway, Carol just got up with that huge body. And she was walking to Dabuta. And when she got close to Dabuta, right, I could hear Dabuta say, although most of the conversation was bleeped out at this point, but I could pick some of the words that she was saying. She was saying something in the lines like, but you slept with my ex-husband.
Is this why you want not my
I think that's what I heard. But you slept with my ex-husband. And then Carol now says something like,
before I met her?
Carol,
Were you not which year?
which year? Which year was that? That's what pissed off Carol, right? And then Carol then pushed Dabuta's head.
Which year did I
Like as if Dabuta was one baby or something. And then Dabuta stood up. And the next thing, I just saw Carol bending down. And the screen blacked out. Then we heard a crash. And Sophia started running around like, Carol. In fact, even before then, immediately Carol got up. Sophia had already started shouting, Carol, calm down, Carol. So I could hear Sophia just shouting and panicking in the background. So after we heard the crash, we saw, they brought back the scene. That they now showed us what happened. Dabuta was just standing. Where she was standing was where she still was. She didn't move. And Carol was just making noise, shouting, what else, husband? What are you talking about? What else, husband? La 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 la. Screaming at each other. And then I could see production team then came in to like separate them. And one of them like was taking Carol away, and Dabuta walked up to Carol. And Sophia was just panicking, saying, I hope that she's okay. I hope nothing's wrong with her. I hope she's okay. And I heard Dabuta.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah, you mad?
And she was saying stuff like, why don't you get over your ex-husband? What's your problem? There was just chaos. Like, there was just chaos, so much shouting. But what I'm happy about is that there wasn't any physical. I think the only physical thing that happened was Carol breaking. I don't know if it's the table now, but something was broken. And I saw Carol bending before I heard that crash. So she was definitely the one who broke it. So, but at least there wasn't physical blows and stuff like that. And the production team just took the two women away. And Sophia stood there.
Get over it. Go and get her. Everything in love, but you're never.
In shock. It was very obvious that this lady was so shocked. As Sophia said in her confessionals that the issues between Carol and Dabuta is too deep and she had decided to remove herself from it. And that's the best thing. It's just best that she just removes herself. There's nothing to, what do you want to say to like that issue is if I even meet the view, I'm just so shocked, I'm so confused. They just took these women and even Sophia left. So after that, we see Miriam was then coming to some now, and Miriam met the broken shards or whatever. She met the broken stuff on the floor. And she too was shocked, like, The next person that came was Dabuta. Dabuta too saw it. I was like, where's everybody? Miriam said, I don't know, I'm just coming, and I just saw this.
Where's Dabuta? Like, I'm shaking, I don't even know. Where's Dabs first? I don't know where any one of them are. I don't know.
Honestly, that statement, that question that she asked, it just shows how much of a good friend that then is. And it just shows that she really, really has Dabuta's back. Like, no jokes. She will always have Dabuta's back. And after that, to see Laura to come there to see the chaos. And that's where this episode ends. What are my thoughts? I don't have much to say because this episode was also shocking. Number one, right? Okay, like I said previously, I wasn't surprised that Laura gave Dabuta a heads up. Number two, like I said, the thing that surprised me was that the story about Dabuta going to Carol's ex-husband's birthday party was true. I was surprised. But like I said, from the way Dabuta said it was true, but it wasn't probably a big issue. So what is surprising me is why it's an issue now. Because if these women didn't meet again on Real Housewives, wouldn't Carol have been cool about all this? Why is she so upset and why is she so pained about it? The next thing I'm going to say is Dabuta revealing that information about Carol and her own ex-husband is quite shocking. Like, I was just like, so these women have so much information on each other and they've been smiling and acting cool and friendly all this while. Like, and it never showed, nobody ever mentioned anything. Like, I was just so shocked. Like, Dabuta's revelation just surprised me. Like, And then I remembered what her friend, he said in that episode when she went to tell her friend what happened at the beach house. I remember clearly he saying something in the lines of, I know you, this my friend, you calculate your wickedness. And I'm like, oh, okay. Is this what he was talking about? Because this is calculating. Dabuta releasing this information at this point is a calculated move. That's what I can see. Like, wow. Then the biggest thing I'll say about this episode is this. Concerning Carol, right? At this point, I just how do I put it now? You see Carol, after all these things that she revealed, the way she's just so bitter about her ex-husband and the new woman, because I don't know if it's Ehi. Honestly, I don't know if Ehi was the woman she was referring to. Because on this episode, why I said I don't know is because on this episode she mentioned that it was Ehi. To Miriam, she said it was Ehi that was trying to replace her in her matrimonial home. But I mistakenly saw it on social media. She mentioned Sylvia. The Sylvia that Dabuta had mentioned that she sent to Laura, that brought back the information of what Laura said, is that Sylvia that Carol was not mentioning on social media. So at this point, let me just say I'm not sure. I haven't gotten the whole story about it, but like Carol always tells us how she has gotten over her ex, how she's now doing fine on her own and everything. And then every time when she comes on Real Housewives, she always has someone to sort of blame for her marital problems. In season 1, it was Laura that she had an issue with. So far as she was concerned, Laura was the reason why the marriage ended. Now she has patched things up with Laura. She's now focusing on Dabuta. Like, it just shows me that this lady hasn't gotten over her ex. And honestly, I feel pity for her and I feel sorry for her. And I really wish that she has friends and family around her who can be with her, console her, make her they should just try and help her to forget about it. Because honestly, I don't even know what to start saying concerning Carol's case. I don't even know what to start saying. Like, but basically, I just feel sorry for her. That's just it. The break of that marriage ending did more damage than she would like to admit. And I really wish that she can get the help that she needs. That's what I'll say about Carol's issue, because it's just so sad. Honestly, it's just so sad. It is. Anyway, that's the end of this review. See you in the next one. The next one is episode 10, right? Yes. So see you for episode 10 review.
In fact, I don't even want to talk Caroline at this point. I'm done with Caroline in terms of talking. Like, she's not important to me. I tried to reach out to her before. She didn't respond, but she's comfortable talking to everybody else, so she can deal with that on her own. I don't really care.